We've all heard about nature-based solutions, interventions created or inspired by nature that protect, manage or restore natural ecosystems while addressing social and economic issues. Think about a forest path to restore native species and provide complementary income for people living in rural areas, or composting in a city where residents can use organic waste for urban gardening. The aspiration of these solutions, equitable, ethical and sustainable, is no longer in question. But the real challenge? Bringing all stakeholders to the table and ensuring their active involvement. As policymakers, you know how difficult it can be to engage communities. People have their own priorities, their own interests. Arguments may be based on misconceptions and rumours, and often they don't feel like it concerns them. So you might be asking yourself, is it worth the effort? The answer? Absolutely. A nature-based solution may look great at first, but without the buy-in and participation of the people, it can end up reproducing structures that disadvantage the already marginalized or fail to sustain. Involving stakeholders from the start, especially local communities, marginalized groups, and those on the front lines of environmental challenges, brings valuable insights. It ensures the solutions are tailored to the specific social, economic, and cultural contexts of the areas they serve. Their involvement builds trust, fosters a sense of pride, and strengthens long-term commitment. So the big question is how? How do we involve communities in a productive conversation? Take, for instance, the Pedieos River Linear Park in Cyprus. Expanding and multiplying the functions of green spaces in a densely urbanized area, as done in a current pilot project, can demonstrate the positive impact of nature on the microclimate of the city and the well-being of citizens. It also promotes the linear park as a green corridor for active mobility and introduces inclusive models of co-governance for public spaces. However, complex institutional dynamics hinder participatory culture in commons. To foster collaboration here, the project uses a dilemma-based approach and democratic processes. By using innovative digital and in-person tools for co-creation, the many communities involved are actually working together. In a democracy, the value of citizen engagement goes beyond the concrete project outcomes. It involves open communication, transparency, and, most importantly, real opportunities for citizen influence. It's not just about surveys or public meetings, but also supporting local ambassadors and amplifying voices from diverse backgrounds. It's about creating spaces, digital and physical, where community members can actively contribute ideas, shape decisions, and see their input reflected in the final outcomes. It requires local governments to go reach people where they are, listen, and be open to change or even stop their projects. And this process must be ongoing. Nature-based solutions are long-term strategies, and stakeholder involvement cannot be a one-time event. Continuous feedback, adaptation, and sustained dialogue keep momentum alive and ensure that these solutions remain relevant and effective as conditions change. In the end, involving stakeholders isn't just an added step. It's the key to improving our chances of success. As policymakers, you already recognize the value of nature-based solutions. Now, the task is to ensure that the stakeholders share this vision and that they feel included during every stage. No matter how good an idea may be, it's likely to fail without the support of the communities that will have to compromise to make these transformations happen. Plus, co-creating solutions together might turn good ideas into even better ones. So let's take this next step together and ensure that every voice counts and every community prospers.